I just need $3 more, please.
3 jars of apple butter on the counter, handwritten labels. 41 years of her husband's recipe. He passed last spring. This is her first county fair without him, and she brought his jars anyway. The entry fee is $12. She has 9. She starts putting the jars back into her bag. Imani Walker watches from behind the cashier table. She sees the handwritten labels, sees the careful way Ruth wraps each jar before setting it in the bag, sees the slow walk, the cane, the floral dress pressed neat for a day that almost did not happen. Imani opens her own wallet, puts $3 in the cash box, writes in the log, volunteer adjustment, prints the ticket, hands it across. Ruth looks at the ticket, does not say anything, walks through the gate. 30 minutes later, everything changed. Gary Bell pulls the morning log during his routine check, sees the handwritten note, calls Imani out of booth 14 into the operations tent.
Volunteers cannot make personal transactions against entry fees. The cash box has to match the ticket count exactly.
He sets the written notice on the folding table.
You are off the gate, and I am reviewing whether booth 14 stays on the floor.
Imani goes back to her jars, 12 varieties, 2 years of small harvests. This fair is the biggest opportunity she has had, and it is now sitting on a maybe. She walks out. The commissioner's assistant keeps asking questions. James Morgan is the state agricultural commissioner. He is walking the fair unannounced, looking at small producer booths, taking notes for the state's new local goods program. His assistant hears the story from 2 separate vendors by mid-morning. A volunteer at the entry gate, an old woman with her late husband's recipe, $3, a written-up notice. Morgan stops at booth 14. He looks at the jars, reads the labels Imani wrote herself, asks about her process, her sourcing, her volume. She answers every question without mentioning the morning. His assistant confirms the incident with fair staff. Finds Gary's notice. Morgan reads it in about 30 seconds. He finds Gary near the operations tent, asks one question.
Does your volunteer handbook cover what to do when a guest is $3 short?
Gary does not answer. The notice sits in a folder, unactioned. Morgan comes back to booth 14 before noon. Kentucky Small Producer Showcase. We place local products into specialty retailers across the state. Your jars qualify. He pauses. So does your judgment. From nearly losing her booth to stocking shelves statewide, she risked her spot to let a grieving widow walk through the gate. Would you have done it, knowing what it might cost you?